The next phylum is phylum Mollusca. That is the second largest phylum. As many as 60,000 species are there in this phylum. Now, what we have to study in this phylum is that first thing, they are found in terrestrial habitat, they are found in aquatic habitat, they are marine also, because this is the second largest phylum. So, we are going to see many species inside it. Now, marine forms include, the simplest example that I could give you is that of octopus. You all know that octopus, you might have read about it, you must have seen it in some sort of popular media. So, this is the characteristic that we see. It is triploblastic, coelomate, bilateral symmetry. Okay. Next is the body over here gets unsegmented, as was in the case of annelids and arthropods. The body was segmented. We have unsegmented body, and the body mostly is divided into head, foot and hump. We are going to see that, but have a look at these examples which are of phylum Mollusca, and from here you can make it out that the body would be divided into a head, there is a foot and there is a hump which is present, which you can't make out over here. But if I give you an example of a typical mollusk representation, if we have to represent a mollusk, that is typical body plan we are talking about, it would be something like this. Now, we have a foot, as you can see over here, there is a mouth, there is a visceral hump that is present. Now, you have to see that the foot is ventral, visceral hump is dorsal, and we have mouth. Over here you have to pay attention that this visceral hump has a shell, that is calcareous shell could be present, that covers the skin. Skin is moist and soft, it covers the skin. The skin that covers the visceral mass is known as mantle. As you can see over here, this is the mantle that covers that skin before that calcareous shell, and this particular part is the visceral hump which houses the visceral organs. Now, what are the visceral organs? The organ system that involves the digestive system as well as the respiratory and circulatory system. Now, you talk about the mouth part. This mouth part has a radula, that is the rasping organ. You can say that it is a blade sort of thing, many blades on a belt, that is radula, that would sort of chew the whatever material would be consumed. This entire is the alimentary canal. This is the one opening, the other opening lies over here. Towards the posterior end, that is towards near the anus ventral to it, there lie gills which are important for respiration and excretion, and they are in contact with the heart. Now, this heart is present inside the coelom. We find the body cavity as well over here. There is location of nephridium that is present. The nerve cords are ventral and they are double ventral nerve cord which runs parallel. There are sensory tentacles at anterior head region which you can find over here. These are the sensory tentacles that I am talking about. Now, coming back, we have the nerve cords, we have the esophagus, we have radula, anus is present, gills are present, mental cavity lies where you are going to have the opening of all these cavities, and the tube-like structure, nephridia is present for excretion. Then we have the oviparous nature of these organisms, that is they lay eggs, and the development is indirect by veliger larva. Okay. The larva's name is veliger, you have to remember it. Now, when we talk about mollusks, we can't let it go otherwise without understanding there are two clear-cut classes. See it again all over. This is totally different and this is totally different. We have gastropods and we have cephalopods. As I told you, the word cephalo is for the head and gastro is for the intestinal part or the alimentary canal. So, what we see over here is this is a gastropod. Okay, this is a gastropod and you see this shell sort of structure. This shell has inside it the visceral hump. Now, visceral hump has undergone torsion over here. Now, what is torsion? Torsion is, supposedly you are having a single thread, as we had this hypothetical gastro mollusk that is showing the all the structures inside the mollusk. If it undergoes torsion, that means it is coiled at one axis, it would be termed as torsion, and this torsion takes place place inside this shell. Now we are going to see the structure of a typical gastropod. You see the mouth, you see the nerve cord, this particular part that was the visceral hump, it has undergone torsion in such a way that the gills which were otherwise present over here near the foot, they have gone to this part. Okay, the mantle cavity, the opening of anus, there is torsion and it goes at this particular point where we have gills, the respiratory organ, and the foot stays at one side. So this you can make it out, it is the same mollusk that we had discussed, but only thing is instead of coming like this, it has gone like this. Alright, and that is particularly torsion, and you can make it out. Rest all things are simple. In the case of next type of mollusks, we have this. Now this is an octopus, you know it very well. There are many types of octopus. It is otherwise known as devil fish because it is part of many stories where it comes and consumes entire fish, entire ship. How can it be possible? Because octopus are not that huge. They are having 8 legs as we call them. These are the arms. We call them legs. In your childhood you must have been referring that octopus has 8 legs. These are not legs. These are arms basically. What you see over here is that there is no torsion. Torsion has not taken place, intestine and heart is present, and instead the head lies over here. There is a beak known as mouth opening, inside it we have stomach, and this little bit of torsion, whatever it has taken place, it is over here. So altogether the cephalopods have a different arrangement as compared to that in the case of gastropods. Gastropods, they imply whatever is best form to represent a mollusk, typical mollusk representation. Only thing is that they have undergone torsion and their body plan is totally different, where there is not much torsion has not taken place, but instead there are arms which have developed near the head. Alright, the rest of the structure is somewhat similar. The shell is not going to that, that calcareous shell would not be present over there as much as it was present in the case of gastropods. Instead that soft body would be present, there would be rasping organ inside the head, it would be present. These octopus are specialized in secreting some sort of inks, and there are many you know, edible mollusks that we consume, shrimps and not shrimps. We consume oysters, the pearls that you use as ornamental parts, they also come from mollusks. Then there are people who consume squids, they are considered to be a great delicacy in food items. So mollusks are of great economic importance. Moreover, they are abundantly present in the oceans. Now let us see the examples. First one is Pyla, that is the apple snail. Second one is Achatina, that is the common snail, land snail that we have. Then third one is pink tarda, that is the pearl oyster. Then we have sepia, that is the cuttlefish. Then we have loligo, that is the squid. This is cuttlefish. All these are consumed as food by those who like seafood. Then we have octopus. Certain species of octopus are also consumed. The other name for octopus is devilfish. Pink tarda is pearl oyster, that which gives you the pearls that make and help you ornament your necks and rest of the body parts. Then we have Aplysia. Aplysia's other name is sea hare. Okay. And then we have Dorio. I guess these many names are enough. That is known as sea lemon. Okay. For learning purpose, you can check their images, and more images you check, you are going to remember them, about them in a better way. This is what we have to understand about phylum Mollusca.